me everything's good. Let me take off this banner. Hi friends, hello. I'm Heather Powers from Humble Beads, and it's my job to get those beads off your bead table and into some jewelry, and I am going to inspire you today with some latte charms and some tips and tricks on design elements to keep in mind when you're using flat round charms. So I think we're going to jump in and get started. Oh good, guys, I'm glad you're here. Hi Susan, my fellow hobbit. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Looks like people are moseying on over. Feel free to share this video now that the technical difficulties are worked out. And my earring project is simple, but I also have 2 necklace designs to share with you and some tips on using charms. I create a lot of flat charms, and we're going to talk about different things to keep in mind. So I am going to turn my camera over here. Oop, 1 second. Okay, maybe. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we are. All right. Making sure everything looks good. Gotta have those grains straightened out or that's gonna drive me crazy. Let's see, am I upside down? I am upside down. Let me flip this over. There we go. Now we're in business. Okay, so these are the cute little earrings that I'm gonna show you guys. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I had to do and keep in mind when I was designing this pair of earrings. So I've done other earrings where I've had jump rings or rings behind the little charms, or I've done wax linen where I've tied wax linen. And I wanted to have this longer earring design, and I tried to do jump rings, a series of jump rings. And when I was wearing it, it kept twisting around. So the first thing to keep in mind when using flat charms that have a plain back is to consider if you want to use a jump ring or if you want to use a wrapped loop. And that's what we're going to be doing. A wrapped loop holds that charm stable so it's not flipping while you're wearing it, so everybody gets to see your cute little pumpkin or matcha lattes. Slightly obsessed with lattes at the moment. They're so cozy and fall, and they remind me of my favorite Gilmore Girls, you know, the coffee ones especially, but also it's a sweet little nod to my mom who thought coffee was life. And I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'm definitely a tea drinker. So we could say this is chai latte and matcha latte for those tea drinkers. But also, these are really cute gift ideas if you know somebody who loves tea or coffee. So let's get started with this really simple project. And we're going to start with charms. Let's see. I think I'll do a coffee pair. Maybe. Here we go. So I'm going to make my earrings with the classic coffee ones. And what we're going to grab are, sorry, I had to wiggle my chair around a little. One second, guys. I had a bead that walked away. All right. That's okay. Let me grab this tray. Hopefully everything doesn't fall down on me. And let's see. I have quite a few of these new rhombus shapes, but they're smaller than the classic ones. So the classic ones, I'll show you the size difference. What was that? Oh, beads flying. Okay. So I'm going to use some little leaves, and I'm going to mix colors here. Maybe a little. There we go. I'm going to go with teal. Oh, it's like a dark teal. And I have purple, but I also have some really light peach ones. Well, they're kind of pinkish peach. I think I'm going to grab those instead. I think they'll work a little better. There we go. Now we're ready. Now we are ready. And the other thing I'm going to need are a few little seed beads and 20 gauge wire. This is, I really like the new vintage brass wire that they have. You can use any craft wire that you'd like, but this vintage brass, it's different than their Parawire one that they used to carry. I don't know. It's way more rustic, if I can say that. It has like a little bit more texture on the wire itself. It's not like super smooth and shiny. It doesn't feel plated. It feels like raw brass. I don't know if it is, but that's what it feels like. Oop, they do tie it up well. And I'm going to need 2 4.5 4 inches of wire here for each earring. And the other design thing I was keeping in mind when I made these was that I don't like to have really round shapes right next to my jawline or right by my ears. I need some length. And so that's what we were going for with this, is that I needed some length. Ooh, and you know what? Okay, these are the small ones, and these are the slightly larger ones that we have going on. And so I'm going to stick with my original, but these are in my shop. These are the original rhombus ones, and these are the smaller ones that will be in the shop later today. I'm so glad you like the earrings, Margaret. They're really cute, cute little design. So the first thing we need to do is make a large bail for our charm, and you want to make your bail large so that your charm can freely have some movement around in there, and not it's a pretty large ring, and not feel like you're going to put any pressure on the charm. Okay, I just straightened up the back there. I'm going to pull that over straight across. And now we're going to open this up and slide on our little charm. Close that up. Wrap around 2 times nice and tightly. And now I'm going to cut off the wire in the back and tuck in that little tail. And then I want to make sure this is completely flat. So I just like to pinch the little wire wrapping just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to throw on our rhombus bead. And then we're going to add the little tiny seed bead. This is an 11 seed bead. Oh, no, I did that backwards. I want the leaf first. I need to straighten out my end here. It's a little crooked and making life a little tricky for me. Okay. And slide that on. Slide on our little bead, and This project is a very beginner-friendly project, but it's also one of those that you can take this style and use it on a whole bunch of different charms, mix and match your little leaf bead. You could also do flowers here. You could do tubes or this rhombus or an oval shape, and you can mix or match your beads and do the same simple design with a whole bunch of different charms, and you'll have a whole bunch of gifts made and ready to go. So I like a project like that. Like you could do these with my little leafy charms that I have. Pretty soon we're going to have snowflake charms in the shop again, and this would look really cute with the snowflake charms. Okay, made a loop, and we're going to wrap around 3 times. I'm going to do 2 times tightly. And I could end it there, but I want a little bit more, thickness on the top. So I added 1 more wrap around the top part there. Now we're going to trim. Pinch that and add our ear wire. And these are brass ear wires from Vintage. They're really nice because they don't contain any nickel, which is what a lot of people have issues with metal allergies, is with the nickel in the metal. And so I can't wear any other metal, but I can wear the brass ones all day long. Okay. How cute and fun and simple is that? I love this so much, and it's going to look adorable with my little Dragonfly Inn Gilmore Girls shirt that I'm wearing today. Because, coffee, coffee, coffee. So that's how simple that earring is. Very easy design. So here's 3 different colorways. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. So let's talk about the 3 different variations, or not variations, but the tips that I have for you guys. And yeah, I have to get out my notes because, your brain. Okay. Now let's talk about this little necklace that I've done. So I did a little necklace to match, and one of the things that the easiest way to hide the plain back design is to add a little charm. And so here I've taken a little leaf charm and I've hammered it flat and then attached it, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And so that's number 1 easiest way to hide the back of charms that you might not like. You could also do any kind of little flat charm. You could do a little butterfly or a little dragonfly or whatever. Oh, a dragonfly one would be so cute if you were making a Gilmore Girl necklace, right? I'm slightly obsessed with Gilmore Girls this time of year. Okay. And now this is a bead soup necklace. So I just have some new beads in the shop and I pulled a few strands, but you could use this with any 4mm size beads that you have in your collection, in your stash. And so I have these cute little cubes that I'm adding to the website today, and then some little fire polish, 4mm fire polish. And I'm really digging this kind of muted color palette with the green, blues, and pinks, inspired by a lot of quilt designs and Fair Isle sweaters. Everything's super cozy. And I added some little coffee bean beads on this necklace. That's so cute, right? Okay. But before I get moving on any further, let's talk about how I knotted this necklace, because I have a little trick to share with you guys. So I have a round ring here, and I'm going to use about 12 inches, 14 inches, let's say 14 inches. And so usually, this is wax linen 2-ply. Usually what I would do is I would find the middle and then do a little loop with the middle. And then I would use two strands as I was going. This was the first pancake that I threw out. So usually I would do 2 strands and I would knot in between each one. And on the back of the bead, you would have the one of the strands. So one of the strands would be going through the beads and the other one would be going behind the beads. Except this made it just look more chunkier than I wanted for this necklace. And I wanted just something that felt a little more refined and simple. And I really love the way the wax linen has a real nice feel to it when it's beaded. So I'm going to take about 4 inches here at the end. And I looped it over. I'm going to pull my loop through. And then take the 2 strands in the front and pull them through to the back. And then tie a knot. And now I'm going to take this little guy right here. Actually, I'm going to just tie it. Simple overhand knot. Make sure that's a really nice tight connection. And then I'm going to trim it. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of glue because I'm trimming it really close to the end there. And I'm going to cut it off and cover it with a little crimp cover. And so that's what I did for this. And then I would just knot in between each bead. So very simple and easy for that. Okay. My next little trick is when you're using a small charm, a round flat charm like this polymer clay, it is super, super lightweight. And it looks better with some heft of metal to it. So at first I had done this with a really, really fine chain. Here's the little chain that I had used earlier, which I thought would have looked nice because my beads were really small. But as it turned out, it made it look really wimpy and didn't give it enough punch. So I knew that using metal with the tiny charms elevates it. And so you'll see I've used metal throughout the little beads. And then I've added the little link to add some flash of metal with my beading. And then I added a thicker chain. And that helped make the little charms look more substantial. And now I'm going to show you another necklace variation. And we're going to use the same little ring. And I will have these in the shop. I kind of feel like I've lost my light for today, so some of these may end up in the shop tomorrow. Heather, I have your order ready to go. I will email you right after this. I'm a little behind on my emails, so I'll catch up for you. Okay, so 1.5 millimeter hole punch. I'm going to punch a little hole right in the center of the ring because I don't have a jump ring that would fit if I try to go over the bead and the jump ring at the same time, or not the jump ring, but the ring. And these are pewter. So there I have my little hole, and I'm going to use an 8 millimeter size jump ring. Which I had here a second ago. Modern Baroque. Oh, thank you, Margaret. That's really cool. Okay. Grab my 2 chain nose pliers, flat nose and chain nose. Open that up nice and wide. And this is an 8 millimeter jump ring, works really nicely with the little charms. And then I'm going to add this through the bottom hole that I made. pliers. Okay, now I'm going to close those up. Okay, and now with this one, I've decided to go even a little more metal. And I did all of the little links on eye pins with all the exact same beads, except we've done them as bead links instead of knotted. Now this necklace is going to look a little fancier because of that. Oh, I know what I did. I used the wrong bead. I had my charm saved out. This was the one for my earrings, so I'm going to have to switch those out, but I will do that after the video. Okay, I have some... I'm going to just really quick demo for those of you who may be completely new to jewelry or may not be aware of some of the possibilities out there. I'm going to go with a little fire polish bead. This is my eye pin that's about 1.5 inches, I think that's what it is, or 1 inch. And I'm going to be using my 1.5 millimeter one-step looper. These just make this kind of work so much quicker. So you put your bead in, you want to have it sitting right next to this little black guide right there, that part right there. And then I'm going to squeeze. It cuts the wire and forms it into a loop for me. And it makes this kind of work super quick and easy. If you have a little space or a little bit of metal showing, which, let's see. I have just a little bit of space in there. So I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, tilt the loop back a little bit, and then close up that loop. And that's how you get the perfect little beaded links for this rosary chain kind of necklace. And now I'm going to do that. Oh, I do have my little guys ready to go. So I'm going to take my link, open it up, and then you're going to slip on the next bead. And you just do this. It's a little mindless task. You can have a little bowl of these beads that you're making loops and putting the chain together while you're watching a TV show, perhaps the Gilmore Girls. Now I have some 7 millimeter jump rings that are a little bit thicker that I'm going to use to attach the beaded chain to my focal here. Get that on there. Oh, I forgot to add my little leaf to the back of my charm. I'll do that in just a second. Then I can switch out the charm so I can make my earrings and wear my earrings. Okay. Well, I can do that on the afterwards. Well, no, I'm going to show you. And I'll show you how to flatten it. Okay, so another thing that I did is randomly between the links, I added in a few 6 millimeter twisted jump rings just for a little extra texture and to repeat the round elements that I have going on in the focal. It doesn't take much, does it, guys? Just a small change in the way you use the beads. And I feel like they're both equally substantial because I have the extra weight of the chain with this one, and I added the larger beads. But yeah, I would definitely charge more for a necklace with all the smaller beadwork. It just looks fancier, and it's just two options for you with little charms. Both of these necklaces would look super cute with the snowflakes that I make too. Yeah, especially with this color combination. Loving it. Okay, let me show you how to put the charm on the back. I know you guys know how to put a charm on the back, but I'm just going to demo. The leaf is curved upward, so it's a little dimensional, and I want it to be flat to lay on the back of my charm. So I'm just going to take my ball peen hammer and my steel bench block and give it just a few little little hammering. Now let me find the opening to this jump ring. That's always a trick, right? Okay, I'm going to steal this back so that can be for my earring. And I have each of these little charms. They're all handmade individually. Each one's a little tiny bit different. And so when we put them together to ship out, they're all matched up as close as we can get them so that you have an actual pair. I'm sure you'd appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to slip that on. And then you'll slip on your little leaf charm in the back. The other little thing about a little charm in the back is it's kind of like a little secret note to yourself that only you know is there. Okay, so you would do the same thing if you wanted to have these earrings that had a little bit more movement, if they had a jump ring at the bottom. And again, that's why we used the wrapped loops instead of a jump ring, so that the charm wouldn't move around. But if your charm is going to be a free spirit and move around while you're wearing it for earrings, a little charm on the back of it will look really nice. So if it does spin around, you won't have to worry about it. Okay, so my 3 tips were adding metal, whether you're going to use a jump ring or a beaded link, and then adding charms to the back of these. Oh, and the little snowflakes one would look so cute with a little snowflake on the back, or a little, I have little berry leaf charms that would look so cute. Heather asked, how fragile are the charms? So Heather, you would treat these just like you would treat a ceramic charm. So you wouldn't want to throw it or step on it or get it wet, but daily wear all around, you're not going to have any problems. They're polymer. Clay is plastic once it bakes, and so it's pretty tough. But again, you're going to treat it like an artisan bead, like you would a ceramic bead, and you won't have any problems with daily wear. But you just want to be, a little careful with them, because they can break if you cracked it in half or stepped on it, or but if you dropped it on the floor, it wouldn't break. Hopefully that answers that. So there's my 3 little charms. Okay, so in the shop we have pumpkin spice, matcha, and then the classic caffeinated versions. I also have in the shop just a little preview. I have ginkgo leaf beads, house beads, and I did this. This was my TGBE project, but I did it with seed beads. Really fun and cute. And then I have some new little birds in this dark mulberry color that you guys might like. what I'm trying to do is add things a little bit each day this week. So stop by often. What I do have for this week is a little special treat. If you order $50 or more, you're going to get sent a pair of wobbles. And then along with the wobbles, I have little tiny acrylic charms leaf charms that I'm going to be including in there. And next week on Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to make those a little fancy. So that's what we're going to be sending out with your order. You don't need to put any codes in. It will automatically be added to your order. And what I try to do is match up your little set with something that you have in your order, if that's possible. So, I kind of know what your color preferences are. Now let's do a giveaway for those of you that are still here. It's going to be a $30 gift certificate to Humble Beads. Let me add my screen here for you. Okay, here we go. Hashtag latte. Do the hashtag latte, and that is going to enter you into the drawing. Make sure it's all caps. And we're going to do a $30 gift certificate to Humble Beads. I think that'll be fun. Okay, so hashtag latte. Oh, I'm going to switch my camera. Oh, no, I guess I can't switch my camera. Oh, here we go. Yes, enter hashtag latte for the $30 gift certificate. I'll give you guys a minute more to do that. Oh, I love seeing all these familiar names here. Wish we could just have a little bead party and bead together, you guys. I hope you guys are all doing really well and doing a little self-care with creating. It's so good for your health to create, especially in harder times. Creating is a balm for the soul. All right, guys, I'm gonna draw the winner in just a second. I feel like we've slowed down here, so let's go ahead and draw our name. Okay, and our winner is Cecilia. Hi, girl. I will email you your gift certificate, and you can find some Humble Bead treasures or save it for later. And thank you guys for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed this project and the little tips on using flat charms, and that those tips will come in handy. If you like the video, please share and like it so that other people can find it. I really appreciate you guys joining me. I'm going to start doing videos more regular. I'm not going to say every week because I don't want to get myself overcommitted just yet. But next week, we're going to be doing the Great Bead Extravaganza D-Stash event. And so be on the lookout for details on that. I will be doing some D-Stash bead bundles for my hour that I have there for you guys. And again, look for new beads all this week. I've been making a lot of autumn beads and a lot of autumn disc beads and autumn birds, and it's just taking me a while to get those finished. And then also fighting with the light every day. I have to take photos earlier in the afternoon because I live in Michigan, and like by 4 o'clock it's already starting to get a little dreary and darker outside. So look for the new beads tomorrow. The art beads are in the website already. We do combine orders if you order within a day or two of each other and we haven't sent your order out, or you can email me and say hold my orders until the end of the week if you want to see everything that we have. All right, guys, thank you. Have a great day, and I will see you next week for sure on Tuesday at 3 p.m. And I'm going to be showing you ways to doctor up those little acrylic charms and make them more artistic. All right, guys, bye. Take care. Yes. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.